It's that time of the year again. The month before the next rumored iPhone release. So just about every day at the cell phone retail store I work at, people ask me, so when's the new iPhone 6 coming out? What's gonna be so special about it? What's gonna be different about it? What's this new one gonna do? Will it clean my house and print money? So with so many rumors flying around out there, I thought it'd be good to take a look at what's most likely to be on the new phone based on reputable internet reports and Apple's track record with previous releases. The first and most likely feature, without a doubt, will be a larger display for the new iPhone 6. While there's people out there that prefer a smaller and more compact phone, I'd say I've encountered more people who want the iPhone display to be bigger than the current 4-inch size. So the iPhone 6 will be the long-awaited response to the display issue they've taken heat for and didn't address for quite some time. I've read and heard a variety of reasons as to why the display wasn't made bigger in the past, such as minimizing device fragmentation for developers, not compromising one-handed use of the phone, and compromises to the display quality and battery life. I've always kind of understood their reasoning, but always questioned it as well. Maybe they didn't want a bigger size screen interfering with their iPad sales, or maybe they were just trying to save money by keeping the same design for longer. Well, whatever their reasons were, it's definitely time for a bigger iPhone. So most internet rumors point to two display sizes of 4.7 inches or 5.5 inches, with the 5.5 inch model being released sometime after the 4.7 inch model. The 4.7 inch display would be about the same size as the Samsung Galaxy S3's display, and the 5.5 inch display would be about the same size as the Samsung Galaxy Note 2's display. As far as resolution, the 4.7 inch display would have a 1334 by 750 display, giving it a pixel density of 326 pixels per inch. Some have even suggested a 1704 by 960 resolution, giving it a density of 416 pixels per inch. The 5.5 inch display will likely have a 2208 by 1242 resolution with a density of 461 pixels per inch. So if that sounds like a foreign language to you, just know that they'll still carry the Retina name and the same display quality. There is also this rumor of the display being made entirely of sapphire crystal, or having a mixture of sapphire crystal into the display's glass. The benefits of that being it'd be more durable and provide even more clarity to the glass. So this time around, because you're getting a bigger display, instead of like on the old iPhone 5, the power button being on the top, this time it's going to be on the right hand side, making the phone easier to use with one hand. So on September 9th, 2014, Apple will be officially holding a keynote to announce the iPhone 6's release date, among other things. Most speculation is the release date would be September 19th, about a week and a half later. As far as hardware, the body of the phone is expected to be around 7.0 millimeters as opposed to the 7.6 millimeters of the 5S. It's also expected to be lighter in weight. This time around, the body is expected to have rounded corners and rounded sides, and it's going to resemble very much an iPod Touch or like an iPad mini. It's also expected to keep the same lightning charge port charger, and on the bottom it's going to keep the speaker, the microphone, and headphone output. Internally, they'll include the A8 processor, which will be faster and more efficient. So that processor is still going to be 64-bit with dual or quad core and 1 gig or 2 gigs of RAM. No one knows for sure yet, and it'll definitely include that motion coprocessor just like the iPhone 5S. As far as camera, it'll be an improved 8 or 13 megapixel camera, and it'll keep that True Tone flash just like the 5S. I'm not quite sure about the megapixel count because as far as my understanding goes, a larger megapixel sensor would make it harder to have a thinner body than it already is. The camera ring on the back may or may not be protruding as well. Personally, I'd prefer if the camera ring was flush with the body of the new phone, much like the current design of the iPhone is today. The new iPhone 6 will definitely keep the Touch ID in the home button. As far as color options, I think they'll stick with the same color lineup as the iPhone 5S, which is space gray, gold, and silver. There's some really cool renders out there designed by Thomas Moyano and Nicholas Aichino of their interpretation of what the final product will look like. I thought these renders looked really sharp, and hopefully the phone looks similar to this. The iPhone 6 will definitely be shipping with the latest software update, iOS 8, which has a host of new features, improvements, and slight visual changes. So to quickly recap, here's what we expect to see from the new iPhone 6. At least one bigger display size and maybe even two. A new hardware design that's thinner and lighter with rounded sides and edges, a faster and more efficient processor, an improved camera, Touch ID in the home button, and the same color lineup as the 5S. There's a few rumors that no one is quite certain of, one of them being the sapphire crystal display. Will the phone feature NFC or some sort of mobile payment system? And a liquid metal Apple logo that's supposed to be on the back of the phone and is rumored to be highly scratch resistant. So with Apple being so secretive, you never really know if all the internet leaks and rumors are completely accurate or not. But in the last couple of years, tech rumor sites have been getting really good and spot on about their predictions. This is the most leaked iPhone to date, and we're probably getting a really good idea of what it'll look like. Of course, they may release something different or include a feature no one ever saw coming, but I suspect a lot of these leaks are on target. I'm really happy to see Apple finally updating the size of the display, which I feel really should have been done a couple years ago with the release of the iPhone 5. However, I'll definitely be upgrading to the iPhone 6 and plan on getting either a 32GB model or a 64GB model, as the current 16GB size iPhone I have just isn't enough anymore, and it can become a little frustrating. So hopefully you all enjoyed this video and have a better idea of what the iPhone 6 will be like and what features it'll have. Please hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.